Drones over New Jersey. This just got a whole lot weirder. The U.S. Coast Guard and the United States Congress are having an emergency meeting about these today because they've been spotting them coming in and out of the Atlantic Ocean. That's right. They're not just being deployed from like a truck or van, the ocean. So the U.S. Coast Guard has been tracking these things and they're coming out of the ocean. So they're either drones that are deployed from a submarine or something much stranger. So these are definitely not airplanes. It's either a big psyop or they're coming out of the water. I personally think that UFOs and UAP phenomena have been hiding underground, are part of archaeological digs, and have been hiding under the ocean in an alternate frequencies and ultra low frequencies in a parallel dimension for thousands of years. Are they extraterrestrials pretending to be human airplanes and mimicking us like some uncanny valley thing? Or are they advanced spy drones being launched from submarines? I don't know what you think, but this is really fascinating. This looks just like an airplane to me, but I have worked with astrophysicists, scientists, all kinds of people, and up and around Skinwalker Ranch, and this kind of weird phenomena, triangular, mimicking objects, things that not only mimic airplanes and craft in the sky, but sometimes creatures down on the ground even. So that's the question. Is this an advanced weapon system being launched from a submarine? I don't know. But the U.S. Coast Guard and the United States Congress are having meetings about this today because over 50 of them have been spotted coming in and out of the Atlantic Ocean. What's even crazier, Joey Diaz talked about this years ago.
What people don't know is that Hudson County, New Jersey, northern New Jersey, is the #1 place in the country where they have the most UFO sites.
This was 4 years ago.
Really? Northern New Jersey?
Look it up, Jamie, if you get a minute, please, not to be rude.
But isn't that like near a couple airports?
No, it's closer to, like, you know, like when you live in New York City and you look at the Hudson River, they say that people go on their balcony, they're drinking coffee, they talk on the phone, and they'll see a little flying saucer go by.
Really?
And I know for a fact that in 1976, whatever the fuck they are, I know for a fact that in 1975 and 1976, you could check me out on this, a UFO landed in Hudson County Park. I was a kid, and the next day the feds locked off the park. They had yellow tape, they had samples. Go look it up, dog. There's a UFO. You see that's called, the North Bergen is where I'm from. That's called, I forget what it's called, but it's a circular building. So they did so much coke in there in the 80s, they called it the grinder. That's what they called it, because it was shaped like the Stonehenge. The Stonehenge. I have a couple of friends that lived there. People that lived in that building have seen UFOs for fucking years. And if you go to YouTube, there's an actual North Hudson Park UFO. They dug up, they came out, there's a liquor store. And the liquor store guy says he's seen the lights. You heard like the organ music that they play. They landed, a couple of Martians got out and took samples and got back in the thing and took off. There's a YouTube thing, there's a History Channel special about it, and I still remember being a young kid.
Did you find anything, Jamie?
Not give.
Yeah, that was what's popping up, all that stuff about that building and.
Oh yeah, no.
Is there anything that says a UFO landed?
That's the story I'm reading right now. Is what he's saying. Yeah.
And witnesses, it's not just one guy that says, "Oh, no UFO." It's people who got knocked on the door and said, "Did you see anything at 11, 10 at night?" And they said, "You know what? There were lights flashing outside." They contacted police departments to see if there was any. They went full. And the FBI came in, circled the park, closed. It was by the Little League field in Hudson County. But it is, like you'd think it was Area 51, you'd think it was close to northern Las Vegas. The #1 place to see UFOs is northern New Jersey. They even made a reference to it in The Sopranos. When he said something, he goes, "What are you talking about? Last week you said you seen a UFO in Hackensack." Because that's where they're at. Hackensack, Moonachie. Right. All those, you're going to have Moonachie, New Jersey. A lot of ugly people. A lot of people with big heads. The only good thing is Moonachie.
There you have it. Joey Diaz on the Joe Rogan podcast 4 years ago talking about these things. And now we've got the U.S. Coast Guard and the United States Congress holding emergency meetings because they've been following these things allegedly back into the Atlantic Ocean. Let me know down in the comments below. Are these some kind of a spy drone that's being launched from a submarine? Are they holograms? Are they airplanes? Or is this something much, much stranger? I've been investigating buried archaeological dig UFO sites and this kind of phenomena for the last 5 years. If you want to know more, go subscribe to me on YouTube. Drones over New Jersey. The U.S. Congress and the Coast Guard are having meetings about this because they're being seen coming out of the Atlantic Ocean. Deborah says they came out today claiming that it's actually Iran, but the Pentagon has something different to say. So somebody's lying or misinformed here. This is what the Pentagon had to say. Here's the Pentagon Defense Department briefing Sabrina, and she's answering the question right here. This is crazy.
Jen, Sabrina, can you tell me what the Pentagon is doing to address this issue of drone sightings over New Jersey? It's near sensitive installations. The FBI is involved. What is the Pentagon doing?
Sure. So at this time, aware of those drone sightings that have been reported, at this time we have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity or the work of an adversary. We're going to continue to monitor what is happening, but at no point were our installations threatened when this activity was occurring.
Can you rule out that these are American drones or U.S. military drones?
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
Representative Jeff Van Drew, who is a Republican from New Jersey, was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones, and that mothership is off the east coast of the United States. Is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.
So there you have it. Somebody's lying. Are these actually coming out of the Atlantic Ocean? We don't know what they are. This just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Let me know what you think down in the comments below.